All right, my name is Jackson Hathaway, and this is my internship review for my internship that I completed with WW Clyde. Um, WW Clyde is a heavy civil and earthwork contractor. They have a lot of different divisions. I was in their Intermountain division, so that was basically focused on large projects in Utah. Um, so, yeah, my experience there was pretty awesome. The thing that pretty much mostly makes them stand out in the industry is their focus on the tech that they use. They fly drones on their site very, very regularly. They have an entire team that they have hired to kind of just find and test out the newest tech for the industry. So a lot of our trucks have LiDAR on them. They use things like sight vision so that you can see the project like on your iPad in real time when you're out on site. Stuff like that is super, super cool that they really kind of focus on and make it important for us to learn. And then they are very good at upholding their values. One of the best values that I could see that they live is that they value people. And from what I could see and what I experienced, they really do value every single person on their team, and they're excited to, just have you work there and be friends with you. As far as my project goes, I was on the 2100 North project in Lehi, Utah. That's about 2.7 miles of new highway construction. Basically, we're filling in 2 frontage roads with a highway. So the project consisted of an I-15 connection. It included 14 bridges or structures, construction over the Jordan River. Primary Children's Hospital is also pretty much on our site, as well as a state protected wetland that we had to protect under all circumstances. If not, there was some pretty hefty fines and penalties that would happen. So SWIP was a big important topic for that. And then so the overall value of the project was, I've heard, as low as 350 million and as high as 500 million. So a pretty good sized project. As far as what I did on my internship, I was helping my supervisor with drainage. So I learned a lot about drainage. Most of the stuff that I was doing was office work. For example, creating work plans. Basically, a work plan is there's a lot of information that needs to be decoded kind of once we get the plans. So the project was a design build, and so we're kind of doing as much work out in the field as we can, as in the office our designers are creating the plans for us. So where was I at? Oh yeah, work plan. So as we kind of decode the information. It needs to be able to be understandable for the guys out in the field and have a clear path of what they need to do to complete that portion of work. So I was creating, obviously, drainage work plans. I created a utilities work plan, MOT work plans, and even work plans for digging test holes. So just basically what they are for is so that we can be safe, we can be productive, and get the job done in the most reasonable amount of time and effort and money. I also did a lot of work in spreadsheets in Excel. A lot of people might hate that, but I actually really enjoy Excel. I love Excel so much, so that was fun. And then I also did a lot of collaboration with other people. So a lot of that was just looking ahead for what crews needed to be doing, what we as a team needed to watch out for as management, and then just making sure that the communication between the management and the crews was on point. And then there were a lot of meetings on this project. A lot of it was kind of because we're doing this project for UDOT, the Utah Department of Transportation. So they wanted to be involved, and then we were also doing a joint venture with Raphael Wadsworth. So we were also collaborating as a team to make this project work, and so there were just a lot of coordination meetings to make sure that everybody was on the same page all the time with what was going on. For example, like basically all of Tuesday is just straight meetings, like from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. is meetings, so that everybody knows exactly what's going on. We go through all the different disciplines and make sure that everything's running smooth. And then every day at 2 p.m. We have a meeting with the guys on site so that they can update us on what's been happening, as well as they can come to us to get things that they would need to do, or things that they need. So yeah, collaboration was a big one. Some of the highlights from the internship were getting to work on a JV. I didn't just get to learn how WW Clyde works, I also got to learn how other industry partners work, like Raphael Wadsworth. So that was fun. The people that I worked with were amazing. That's probably the thing that I enjoyed the most. Everybody's just there to help, there to be your friend, and yeah, just have a good time in the office. It was really fun. And then obviously learning about heavy civil work, that was something that was new to me, and so that was awesome. Some difficulties were the acronyms. Those are really hard to learn at the start, and but eventually I got there. And then just working with different personalities and creating relationships that were meaningful is also hard. I feel like even just for me as a person, that's, something that I struggle with. So it was fun to kind of navigate that. And then skills and stuff that I used were Excel. I used Excel a lot. I had to update spreadsheets daily. So I created my own processes to do that using macros and formulas. And so that's definitely a skill that I was able to improve upon and learn better. So yeah, that's pretty much the overview of my internship. Thanks for watching the video.